My name's Jules and this is my first long format sewing video. You may have seen some of my sewing shorts or my lifestyle diary type vlogs, but I thought I should formally introduce myself because this is a new chapter and it is definitely the direction I want to take my channel. Always loved clothes, I've always loved fashion, and I just realized this is what I want to do with my life. Have a dream wardrobe. No, I'm kidding. Well, I do want to have a dream wardrobe, but also I want to help other people have their dream wardrobe. Finally, at the beginning of this year, I decided to take the leap with the love and support of my friends and family. Special shout out to my boyfriend Jez, who is a constant source of encouragement and has backed me all the way as my biggest cheerleader. Honestly, when I was like, I'm gonna move from Sydney in 2 weeks and go study a course for fashion, he was like, let's do it. Now we are 4 months down the track and I have just almost completed a Cert 3 in fashion, apparel and textiles, which is a great course for learning the basics of sewing and using industrial machines. I've done some self-teaching on the side and I just want to be in the fashion industry for the rest of my life. Now that we have all the formalities out of the way, let me show you this setup and let me tell you it's gonna blow your socks off, so hold on tight. I mean that in the worst way possible. Right now, all my creations are fueled by my share house kitchen bench, my very modest living quarters that is constantly overflowing with fabric. Oop, there's more. This bottom of the range domestic sewing machine on this second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth hand desk. And this is actually an upgrade because this machine used to legitimately sit on a TV unit. And I would in all seriousness use the edge of my bed as my chair. The ironing board and iron that my boyfriend bought me, which does put me in the gridlock in the corner. And last but not least, complete and utter delusion. Is this my dream design studio? No, every day is a nightmare. But I am the type of person who believe you should not chase a dream. You should not do something just because you don't have all the gear. You should not chase a dream just because, anyway, you get the point. In a nutshell, that is how I got here. I'm not really sure yet what I'm doing, but we're gonna figure that out together. For my inaugural project, I'm gonna be making a wedding guest dress for a wedding that I am attending in under 2 weeks. So we gotta get serious. For the dress, I am thinking something that is bias cut, long sleeve, elegant. I've seen a lot of people doing it. Rattenbower are doing it, Hansel and Gretel, Realization Part. Everybody's doing this type of dress. This is a really chic look for a winter wedding, I think. And then this is the mood board that I've come up with. Midnight, moody, romantic, starry night sort of a thing. I found a pattern to use as kind of my starting point. Bell sleeve, maxi and mini dress sewing pattern by Rosie's Patterns. I've never used these patterns. Who am I kidding? I've never used anybody's patterns before. Also, this is my first time making a dress. First issue is kind of the sizing. I had to look at the sizing chart. In the bust and the waist, I'm like a size small. And then in the hips, I'm like a size extra large. So, I don't know. Anyways, I have printed the patterns and stuck them together. And then I've cut them out to the extra large size. I think there's 2 ways I could do this. First is to literally taper the pattern out from like the small to the extra large and just cut a line and sew that. The other thing I could do is cut to the small size pattern and then split and spread the pattern to add volume around the hips. I don't know if mathematically that's more correct. My heart says to do the first method because it's easier and quicker, but my brain is saying possibly that's silly. I don't know, we're gonna figure that out. I've cut the back and the front panels. I feel like the curve is a little bit severe. You can kind of tell by the shape whether or not something's gonna look funky when it's sewn together. And then I have this bit of fabric. I think it's just like a cotton muslin. I went to a Brisbane sewing de-stash on the weekend, last weekend. Got a bunch of fabrics for 20 bucks, just like a bag. So I bought this because it looked like a fairly large piece and I can use it for toiling. So I'm gonna move on now to creating my first toile. This is mainly gonna be checking the fit of the garment so I can make alterations to the pattern if I need to. Really what I wanna check is that waist to hip. I'm not worried about too much else. I feel like the rest of it will fit pretty standard. It does call for the pieces to be cut on a fold, so I'm gonna fold this fabric on the bias. First toile is ready to try on. Let's see how this fits. Hello? Why are they so... You're a wizard, Harry. So this is the size small on top, and this is the extra large down the bottom. Let me give you a better view. I think going to the extra large was completely unnecessary. Okay, these are the official notes. I like where the bust darts are sitting. The armhole is pretty good. I think I could tighten up this neckline just a tad. Pretty happy with the fit through to the waist. The back is fitting really nicely. Sleeves are crazy, girl. So I'm definitely gonna make these shorter, but I do like the shape of them a lot. Probably going to bias bind the neckline to finish it. And then, you know how I said there's two ways I could do this. I could taper the pattern or I could split and spread the pattern. I think I should have split and spread the pattern. There's such an amount on the side that I don't need that I'm thinking the small pattern actually might just fit. Let's make sample number 2. Okay, I have the dress pieces cut out, the front and the back, but I am facing a dilemma. I really want this dress to have long sleeves because I might actually wear the short dress of this for like a date night or something. However, I only have these scraps. As you can see, obviously the sleeves do not fit. I don't really want to Frankenstein this. Ew. I also need to leave some fabric to do bias binding to try and figure something out. Okay, sample number 2. Hate it. So I had to do this crazy little 2-piece sleeve because I could not fit the pattern on the fabric properly. Much happier with this sleeve length. This is also not as wide as the other sleeve, but I think I will go the wide sleeve for the drama. You know what I've really learned is that this fabric, although it's very lovely and thick and kind of luxurious, the type of dress that I'm trying to make needs something that's gonna hang better. So it needs to be a thinner satin. I think the fabric that I have to make the final dress in is a lot thinner than this, so I think it will be fine. I made bias binding for the neckline and honestly I don't like it, so I'm gonna take this off and actually do what the pattern suggests and roll it in and just like literally hem the neckline. This is sample number 2. At the time I was constructing this dress, I was in the final week of my Cert 3 fashion course, so I was actually able to construct the whole thing with the industrial equipment at school, which was extremely helpful because it meant that I could use the really large desks to fold my fabric and cut it on the bias. I made the final dress out of this lightweight poly satin. I found it in this fabric store in Tweed Heads. I loved the raised art deco kind of pattern it had going on, and it felt like it matched my mood board perfectly.